Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Circle Time. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I know it's Tuesday, so I hope maybe you had a good Monday too. But welcome. As always, I have some books planned for us, some songs and some rhymes, and then I have another really fun craft, I think. So we're just gonna hang for just like a second or two, give everybody a chance to get here. But we're gonna have a fun day today. And if you guys have noticed, I'm in a little bit of a different location today. I am back in the library. So if you guys, carefully stop by sometime, you may be able to see me here. Right now I'm in a room all by myself. That's why I don't have my mask on, but I do have my mask and I wear it all the time when I'm out on the floor. But I came in here so that I don't bother anybody with all of my crazy singing and book reading, because you guys know how that goes. So we're just gonna hang for like one more second. So have any of you been to the beach at all this summer? I know it might be really hard to get to the beach for some of you this year because of everything. I don't know that I'm gonna go to the beach, but I really like sea creatures. So we're gonna talk a little bit about octopuses today, and then maybe some squids. And both of those are animals that live in the ocean. You probably won't see them at the beach. They live way far out. So why don't we go ahead and get started as I bump the camera all over the place and make everybody seasick. But good morning and welcome to Circle Time, everybody. So let's go ahead and get started. The first book I'm going to read is Be Glad Your Dad is Not an Octopus. Could you imagine if your dad was an octopus? I bet you some silly things might happen. So this is Be Glad Your Dad is Not an Octopus, written by Matthew Longin and Sarah Jensen, and all of the pictures are by Jared Chapman. Most of the time, you're glad that your dad is your dad. Like when he's telling funny stories, singing silly songs, or letting you jump on the bed. I don't know, my dad didn't let me jump on the bed. That would be dangerous. But you're probably not glad your dad is your dad when he's grouchy, bossy, or just totally gross. Your dads don't get totally gross, do they? And sometimes you wish your dad were anything but him. But be careful what you wish for, because it could be way worse. Be glad your dad is not a dog, because he would lick your face to say hello. Be glad your dad is not an owl, because he would keep you up all night. Be glad your dad is not an iguana, because he would puff up and hiss at you if he was grumpy. Oh my goodness, could you imagine? Be glad your dad is not a skunk, because he would make you so stinky when you surprised him. Ew, that would be so gross. Be glad your dad is not a tortoise, because everything would take forever. Be glad your dad is not a peacock, because he would think that he was so much prettier than you. Be glad your dad is not a snake, because he would shed his skin in front of your friends. See him shedding his skin? Be glad your dad is not an alligator, because he would have tons of extremely sharp teeth and probably really bad breath. Oh my goodness, I don't think I would want my dad to be an alligator. Be glad your dad is not a bee, because he would always be buzzing. That would be super annoying. Be glad your dad is not a dung beetle, because he would pile poop in your room. Seriously, that would be really gross. Ew, no poop in my room. Be glad your dad is not a whale, because you couldn't take him anywhere. How would you even get him someplace? Be glad your dad is not a dinosaur, because today he would be nothing but bones. Be glad your dad is not a monkey, because he would make you eat bugs and they might get stuck in your teeth. And I don't think they would be like gummy bugs either. I think they would be real bugs. Be glad your dad is not an octopus, because he would always win at tag. Be glad your dad is not a unicorn, because nobody would believe you. Be glad your dad is not a quail, because he would be so boring. So you should be glad your dad is your dad, because he will probably never do any of these crazy things, like pile poop in your room. And he will always love you more than anything in the whole wide world. Even if he is kind of annoying. I don't know, is your dad kind of annoying? I don't know if my dad's annoying. He's really silly. My dad is very silly. Maybe that's where I get my sillies from. All right, so speaking of octopuses, and he would always win at tag because he has so many legs, right? Do you guys remember how many legs an octopus has? Octopus has 8 legs. Could you imagine trying to play tag with somebody with 8 arms and 8 legs? That would be crazy. So we're gonna do a rhyme. This is about seeing an octopus and his 8 legs. So it goes, once I saw an octopus in the deep blue sea. I called, Mr. Octopus, won't you swim with me? Then out came his tentacles, very long and straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's the octopus. You want to do that one again? Once I saw an octopus in the deep blue sea. I called, Mr. Octopus, won't you play with me? Then out came his tentacles, so very long and straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's the octopus. You can go swimming away. That's fun. Let's go ahead and do our other song. I think we did this one before, but we're going to do it again because this is a really fun one. This is about a whole bunch of different sea creatures. And we have lots of motions to go with them. So we're going to start out with a fish. Can you guys make a fish and have the fish swim? So we're going to go, the fish in the sea go swim, 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 swim. The fish in the sea go swim, swim, swim in the deep blue sea. Next is lobsters. You guys remember what lobsters do? They pinch. The lobsters in the sea go pinch, 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 pinch. Pinch, 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 the lobsters in the sea go pinch, pinch, pinch in the deep blue sea. Now we're going to do octopuses, and octopuses wiggle. The octopus in the sea goes wiggle, 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 wiggle. The octopus in the sea goes wiggle, wiggle, wiggle in the deep blue sea. What else can we find in the sea? We can find clams. So we can say, the clams in the sea go open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The clams in the sea go open and shut in the deep blue sea. That's a fun one. I like that one. And if you guys get really creative and make up some other rhymes to go with other sea creatures, I would love to know what they are, because I will add them into that song and we can sing them all together. Sorry guys, I need to take a quick drink of water. Okay, so we did our 2 songs, our 2 rhymes. Let's do our next book. This book is called Squid Kid the Magnificent. Look at Squid Kid. He's got a magic hat on and a magic wand. I guess maybe that's what makes him magnificent. Squid Kid the Magnificent. Story by Lynn Berry and pictures by Luc Lamarca. I think I said that. Lamarca, I'm sorry. I am Squid Kid the Magnificent, master of illusion. My feats will astound, my feats will confound, my deeds will dazzle and amaze. Watch closely. I say the magic words, Smelly yellow jellyfish. I wave, I wink, I vanish in ink. Goodbye. Over here, I reappear. Hello. And this is Squid Kid's sister, and she says, Oliver, you are not a magician. You are a squid, and any squid can ink. That is not magic. Ignore my sister. I am not Oliver. I am Squid Kid the Magnificent, and I'm ready for my next trick. Watch closely. Do you see? There's nothing in this hand, 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 or this hand, or this hand, or this hand. That's all the hands. I say the magic words, smelly yellow jellyfish. I wave my magic wand. I point it to the left. I point it to the right. Dozens and dozens of octopus cousins. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of octopuses. Sister says, Oliver, your octopus chums were camouflaged. You know that is not magic. I repeat, ignore my sister. I am not Oliver. I am Squid Kid the Magnificent. And the show must go on. Watch closely. Do you see in this hand a single ordinary cuttlefish? Sister says, hey, my Cuddles, how is she here? Have you been in my room? A good magician never reveals his secrets. Now, watch closely. Trust me, I'm watching you like an eel. Then you see in this hand my magic hat. The cuttlefish is pink. The hat is empty. I place the cuttlefish in the hat. I say the magic words, smelly yellow jellyfish. I tap the hat. I tip the hat. Look! Look and behold, the cuttlefish has turned to gold. Cute, Oliver, very cute. But you know that is not magic. Cuttlefish change colors all the time. Cute, you say? Cute! Ha! I am Squid Kid the Magnificent. You may doubt, you may jeer, but watch, I am ready for my ultimate feat. You will shout, you will cheer, come forth, I need a volunteer. Okay, no need to get all worked up. I ask the volunteer to close her eyes. I ask the volunteer to clear her mind. I wait for silence. I wait for stillness. And she's got her eyes closed. Shark! And sister goes, eek! And she even inks herself. Tee-hee, look there, look here, no volunteer. I made my sister disappear. Ta-da! Very clever, Squid Kid, very clever. Why, thank you, Stella. I will now take a bow. But I am not Stella. I am Tentacula of the Deep with 8 great tanglesome, chicklesome tentacles. Ha ha! Oh no. Squid Kid says, ah! Smelly yellow jellyfish! Goodbye. Made himself disappear. The end. Oh my goodness, what a silly book. Smelly yellow jellyfish. I think that's going to be my magic words from now on. What do you think? So, we did our songs and we did our books. Are you guys ready to do a fun little craft today? So let me just put my camera down so you can see the table. There we go. So today you're going to need a toilet paper tube, your glue stick, some yarn. I happen to have pink yarn, or you can use any kind of string or anything you can find around the house. I have a pencil. I used a crayon. We'll talk about that in a minute. Hopefully you have a hole punch, some scissors, and some paper. And then I also found some eyeball stickers. You guys probably don't have eyeball stickers at home, so that's where like crayons and markers and stuff will come in handy, okay? So we are going to make a fun little squid. So the first thing you need to do is take your paper towel tube, or I'm sorry, your toilet paper tube, and you need to color it. And you can color it any color you want, or you can make it rainbow colors or sparkles, whatever you have at home. You can use paint, you can use crayons, you can use markers. I used a crayon this morning, and I just colored it all in. You guys, hopefully you guys, yeah, you can see. I just colored it all in to make it pink. Like I said, you guys can make it any color you want. That's the nice thing about doing crafts. You get to use your imagination and make silly things or serious things or crazy things or scary things. So there we go. I colored my whole paper towel tube pink. I know it's really hard to see in this light, but it is pink now. So maybe if you guys have paint, paint might be a good thing to do. So once you have your tube all colored, then you're going to take your yarn and you're going to cut 10 pieces of yarn, about that size. You can make them a little bit longer if you want. And then I cut 2 pieces that are a little bit longer. Oops, let's do it. There we go, that way. So I have 10 short pieces and 2 long pieces. So once I have them cut out, I'm going to take my tube and decide which is the top and which is the bottom. This can be the bottom. And I'm going to take my hole punch and have your grown-ups help for this. You're going to cut 10 holes around the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oops, I gotta go around again, 8, 9, 10. There we go. All right, so now we have all of our holes around the bottom of our tube. So now we're going to take our yarn, and if I had bigger holes, it would probably be easier to fold your yarn in half. And let's see if I can get it to work. And put it through the hole. Oh, I can. So that you have the loop coming through. So then you put your fingers through the loop, grab the other end of the yarn. Here, I'll hold it up. Grab the other end of the yarn, pull it through, and then pull. And there we go. Now you have some tentacles hanging off. So real quick, we're going to do that all around. Or maybe not. We won't do that all the way. It'll take a little bit. But you guys get the point. I'll just make a couple all the way around so you can see about what it will look like. Oops. I'm going to do like 2 more. So here's 1, stick it through. Oops. This one's going to be tricky. Pull it through. There we go. Put our fingers in the loop, put the ends through the loop, and pull. And let's do 1 more. Fold the yarn in half. Take the fold. Stick it through the hole, give it a pull, put your fingers in the loop, grab the ends, put them through the loop, and pull. So you can see, now I have all kinds of tentacles hanging off the bottom of my tube. So if I had filled them all up, there would be more tentacles than that. Okay, so you guys want to fill every single one of your little holes with some tentacles. So now the next thing we're going to do is, we're going to take our scissors, and we're going to very carefully, on each side of the tube, we're going to cut a little slit. Doesn't have to be very big. See, my slit is only like that big. It doesn't need to be very big. We're just going to put a piece of paper in there. So we'll come back to our long strings in just a second. So now we're going to take our paper, and here's where your pencil will come in handy. I'm going to mark about how wide the toilet paper tube is, so I have an idea. And I'm going to draw a great big triangle that makes sure it's a little bit bigger than the tube. So I'm going to start way up here. I'm going to draw a triangle. Hopefully you guys, it's hard in this light for you guys to see that. Hopefully, yep, you can see that coming along. And I'm going to make it kind of rounded. And this piece is going to end up being what's called the mantle of the squid. That's the part on top that kind of looks like a silly hat. All right, so we got our triangle. I'll show you guys, you can see it. Here's my triangle, and you can see it's bigger than my tube, and I'll show you why that has to be. And then just for good measure, we're going to draw 2 smaller triangles, and they can just be regular triangles. So now carefully with your grown-ups' help, cut out all your triangles. Always have your grown-ups help with your scissors. Never cut anything other than the paper. Scissors are sharp, they will hurt. Especially don't cut your fingers. All right, so now I have my triangle. And come here. Now I'm gonna quick do my other triangles. So I'll do a cut there. So there's one triangle. And then that. And then that. And a little bit off the bottom. And there's my other triangle. So I've got a big rounded triangle, and then I have 2 pointy triangles. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna find, again, the slits in your tube. And you're gonna take your big triangle and you're gonna put it in those slits. So let's see if I can get this to work. Sometimes you might have to pull it apart a little bit so that you can see where the slit is. And you just stick it right in there. And then on the other side, we're gonna do the same thing. Let's do it that way. There we go. So you guys can see it'll sit down kind of inside the tube. So now we have the body, and the mantle, and most of the tentacles of our squid. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some long tentacles, because sometimes squids have really, really extra long tentacles. So this is when you take your glue stick, and this is where, oops, those are the short ones. This is where your long ones are going to come in handy. Put some glue on the back of your square, or your square, oh my goodness, on the back of your triangle, and stick that yarn on there. Glue on the back of this triangle, and stick some yarn. And like I said, you can use string, you can use whatever you have. See, oops, that one's not working very well. Miss Emily is going to make a mess with a glue stick today. There we go. All right, so we'll let that sit for a second. And while they sit and dry and stick, we're gonna take the other ends, and you can put them in any hole of your squid body. For now, I'm just gonna use some holes that I didn't use yet. But you're just gonna pull it through. You guys can see I pulled it just the end through, and then I'm just gonna tie a little knot. This one we're not gonna have loops. We're just gonna tie a little knot so that this one hangs down. And sometimes you want to be extra safe. You can tie 2 knots. Let's see if that'll go in there. Nope, okay. So there's one. Oh, and look, it's stuck. So I have, see if you guys can see that, that one's tiny, but there's my triangle on the end of that one. So now on the opposite side from our long one, we're gonna find another spot, pick another spot, and do the same thing. Again, I'm going to use an empty hole, but you guys will have to use a hole that you have tentacles in. I'm going to pull a little bit more through this time. Because I'm going to do 1 knot and then 2 knots just to make sure it really stays. So now when I pick my squid up, I have lots of short little tentacles and I have some long tentacles. How cute is this guy? So I think he's still missing something. What do you think he's missing? Maybe a face? So you guys can decide where his face is. Let's see, what kind of eyeballs am I going to use today? I think I'm going to use these eyeballs. I think these eyeballs are silly. But again, you guys probably don't have eyeball stickers. If you have googly eyes at home, you can use googly eyes. If you have markers, if you have crayons, whatever you want to do. But I found some eyeball stickers today. So I'm going to stick some eyeball stickers on there. Let's see. There we go, I'm gonna do it that way. So now he's got some eyeballs. And if I wanted, I could make a mouth. I didn't bring a marker with me, I only have my pencil. But I could make a mouth. I don't know, this guy looks kind of like a sneaky squid. With the way his eyes are, and now that I give him a mouth, oh, you got good, you guys can see that. Kind of looks like he's sneaky. Maybe he's gonna sneak up on his prey. I don't know. But there you go, guys. So he's got his long tentacles and all of his short tentacles, and there's our squid for today. So let's put the camera back up. There I am. So here's our squid. How cute. He's so big, I can't put them all in the same picture. But there's our squid. So let me know if you guys make some squids. Post some pictures of your squids in the comments. I'd love to see what kind of crazy squid you make. Maybe you make a sneaky squid. Maybe you make a silly squid. You can make whatever kind of squid you want. So thanks for joining me today, guys. Oops, let me, it's okay. It was good to have everybody here, and I will see everybody again next week. Bye-bye.